Alright guys, back with another video for you today. I'm talking about the latest Room 1015 fragrance, Jasmine Freak. Have you gotten your nose on it yet? It's out there now, and I'm going to tell you all about it coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Sebastian, talking to you about Room 1015 and their latest fragrance created by Jerome de Marino called Jasmine Freak. If you want to find out more info on Jasmine Freak, I have it linked to Lucky Scent, and you can go there and check out the fragrance or buy samples or a bottle of Jasmine Freak. Currently selling for 100 ml at $155, so I feel like it's a great price for niche perfumery. So this is the second Jerome de Marino fragrance with Room 1015. The first one was WAVECHILD, which I spoke about last year. In fact, the owner of Room 1015 came to my studio and we shot a video together. If you want to find out more info on our conversation, you can search for Room 1015. But this fragrance is the latest fragrance, Jasmine Freak. I got to sample it last year, and then finally it debuted, I believe, during Scent Explorer in December. I sampled it in Cannes for duty free, and then finally it's out. And I've been enjoying wearing it. Jasmine can be tricky. Jasmine can be indolic. It could be a bit animalic, so there's that about it. And this one actually, even though I feel like it's got the kind of musky, funky touches, it's covered up, brushed over quite a bit with the fruits and citruses to create something not as indolic as jasmine can be. So for me, it's made into a fun, fruity, playful, and also a bit young-leaning fragrance. So this is a 2025 launch from Room 1015. This is Jasmine Freak, created by Jerome de Marino, and it features notes of Egyptian jasmine, Bourbon Ylang-Ylang, mangoes, sweet orange, Indian tuberose, musk, blackcurrant, cashmere wood, black pepper. There's a lot going on here with different notes, but for me, I would call this a fruity floral fragrance. You've got lots of white floral notes, and you've got lots of fruits in here. So for me, it's that, very popular combo of fragrance style, a fruity floral fragrance, because you've got dominant notes of flowers, and you've got not only the jasmine, you've got Ylang-Ylang and also some creamy, smooth tuberose in here. Plus, for notes, you've got, for fruits, you've got the mangoes, giving you that kind of a slight tropical edge, blackcurrant, and then of course the citrus fruit of the orange, the sweet orange. And you need the sweet orange in here. I feel like they've given us the right kind of fruit. If it was something like bergamot or lemons, I think this would go sour. And there's enough astringency here, but the fact that the orange is nice and sweet, it balances it out and makes it sweeter to experience. But you have Ylang-Ylang here also, and it's pretty prominent on my skin. It's a nice combo with the Ylang-Ylang and also the jasmine. And this Ylang-Ylang is also creating a slight fruity effect, a bit of a banana kind of vibe. So this fragrance is uber fruity and also very, very pulpy. It's almost like a floral smoothie when you wear it. It's got that kind of smooth creaminess. So just like a fruit smoothie kind of or a fruity health drink kind of an effect happening when you're wearing this fragrance. But when you first spray the fragrance, since the jasmine is quite prominent, it's the standout note, you'll pick it up right away. And for me, right away also, you're gonna get a lot of that Ylang-Ylang. So here you're getting that kind of a tropical vibe, because right after you experience the Ylang-Ylang, you're gonna get the mangoes coming in as well. And here, the combo of the mangoes, tropical fruits, the combo of the banana-like effect of the Ylang-Ylang, giving you a very tropical, smoothie, fruity kind of a effect happening, which also, because the jasmine can get indolic and kind of animalic funky, it's smoothing it over nicely. So you might pick up some light traces of some light funk, creating a light musky effect, but it's nicely covered up, as I said. But the tuberose giving me that very creamy, smooth effect, and I like that about this because there's a very calming and cozy effect happening with the fact that it's very smooth and creamy. It's got a very almost like superly smooth effect when you wear it, just a bit like polished. But the fact that it's got this kind of creamy layer happening from that tuberose, it gives you a very, very smooth and relaxed vibe when you're wearing it. But also the fact that this fragrance has a lot of the fruits feels like it's got a lot of energy, a lot like it's very energizing and fun and playful. And because of this, I feel like it might be a bit young, but definitely if you're into the idea of flowers and fruits together, and in this case, the jasmine being the prominent note, this is one that you're going to have to check out. But let's compare this a little bit with the last Room 1015 fragrance, also by the same perfumer. WAVECHILD was launched last summer in 2024, summer of 2024, and comes like 6-7 months later, Jasmine Freak. And you can tell that the DNA is very similar. You can tell that it's created by, the same perfumer, because you've got the signature touch of the same perfumer here. But what they've done is, even though I considered WAVECHILD to be very young and happy and playful, this one also, even though you've got the jasmine in here and then the jasmine note is a bit more mature, there's enough fruits and pulpy effect happening, almost like that fruit smoothie kind of a thing happening here. And it makes for the fragrance a lot more younger and a lot more, younger feeling. But going back to the fragrance, going back to Jasmine Freak, I like the name. I think that it's a nice way to appreciate jasmine as a note in fragrances, because as I said, jasmine can be challenging, especially if it's the overly indolic variety, because when you go smell a jasmine on the bush, you will get like a poopy smell, even though it's covered up with the floral smell. And a lot of times when perfumers create fragrances with jasmine, when they feature the indolic variety, it could be a turn off. It could be very musky, like I said, poopy, and not very pleasant, even though it's a flower. Here, I feel like when you smell the fragrance, really, really study it, way back in the back of the fragrance, there is something like that happening. But when your fragrance is like mixed with all of the notes and ingredients that are in here, it's definitely smoothed over and very hidden. And testing it on skin, you might pick it up, but it's, again, very smoothed over and not in your face. The last thing I want to say about Jasmine Freak, I mentioned it's kind of young leaning, but for me, I feel like WAVECHILD is a lot younger than this. And the fact that this has the jasmine, and I consider the jasmine note to be a bit more mature and also a bit more classic in comparison to more modern notes and things like that in fragrances. So this might kind of appeal to a younger generation, a younger demographic, but the fact that it has the jasmine and even the Ylang-Ylang, there is definitely something a bit more mature about it. But the whole fruity kind of pulpy juiciness gives off a bit of a candied effect as well, which the whole entire fragrance gives you a very young energy, even though it's got this kind of a mature side to it. I think it's a fun fragrance, definitely worth it. I much prefer WAVECHILD in comparison to Jasmine Freak, and I love jasmine in general. I love this flower. I don't care if it has that kind of a poopy smell. I think jasmine smells amazing. It's super, super intoxicating in the summertime when it's bloomed and you've got the heat, cooking the jasmine under the sun, and the smell kind of just escapes it. I love that about the jasmine. But here, as I said, they've smoothed it over and made it a lot more younger appealing, even though I personally consider the jasmine note, especially the indolic kind, the indolic variety, to be a lot more mature leaning in comparison to, leaning for a younger demographic. But if you're into perfumery and you want to start something simple, easier, but you want to explore jasmine, I think Jasmine Freak is the perfect kind of fragrance to do it with. And even though you have that funk way in the back there, it's all about this kind of candied, sugary, pulpy, juicy, fruity, kind of a fruity floral fragrance experience. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Jasmine Freak. Let me know your thoughts on Jasmine Freak. Have you tried it yet? What are your thoughts? Do you enjoy it? Are you a fan of Room 1015 fragrances? Do add a comment below so we can find out. But thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.